Welcome to Hatha Yoga. Hope you're well and thank you for joining. So tonight we're going to do balance and what we call vinyasa yoga. So that's kind of flow type sequences, like flowing from one movement to the next and holding for a couple of breaths. That just means, when we say vinyasa, it just means to place with intention. So as you're going into the next movement, you're trying to focus on what you're going to be doing with intention. And that's kind of what yoga's all about really, to have an intention about what you want to get out of practicing yoga. So we'll be focusing on a bit of balance, strength, and then we'll have an evening wind down sequence. So like lying on our backs and hip opening and things like that. Okay, so we'll get started. Hi Lynn and Una and Rona. Thanks for joining, and anyone else who's there as well. So we're going to start, instead of lying down, we're going to start by seated in a forward fold. So if you've got a cushion to sit on, if you need one. So the way to tell if you need a cushion is if when you sit cross-legged, if your knees are up like that, you need a cushion or a couple of cushions or a block. And then we're going to cross the legs. It doesn't matter which leg is in first, we'll be doing this both ways, so we're staying nice and balanced. So first of all, we're sitting up tall with our hands resting on our lap, trying to draw our chest forward and the chin's parallel to the floor. And we're going to first of all just take 10 deep breaths, and we're going to count from 1 up to 10. So if you want to, you can close your eyes and just focus on breathing in and out through the nose with these breaths. So 10 breaths, just to see if you can stay focused on your breath for 10. Okay. If your eyes were closed, opening the eyes. We're going to do the first forward fold. So we're going to bring the hands forward and try to walk the hands a bit more forward. So inch the fingers forward. Take the hands so they're about shoulder width apart, and then just see if you can look down towards the floor and hold here for 3 more breaths. Walking the hands back up, lifting up slowly, and then take the hands behind, and if you can, just uncross the ankles so the opposite legs in front. Okay, so from here, again, we're sitting up tall, and we're just going to bring our hands at the side now, and again, if you want to, you can close your eyes. We're just going to do kind of turning to look over our right shoulder, or look towards the right, and back to the centre, and then over to the left, so kind of loosening our neck off. So going to do 3 each side. So you could breathe out as you turn to the side, and breathe in to bring the face forward, and breathe out to the opposite side, and 1 more each side. So keep the movement slow. And back to the centre, and breathe out to the other side, and breathe in back to centre. And then we're going to slowly bring our chin towards our chest, and then lift back up again, chin towards the chest, lift back up, and one more, chin towards the chest, and slowly back up. And just a little bit more, so kind of bringing our left ear down to our left shoulder, but that's not really the focus. The focus is trying to lift your right ear up towards the ceiling, then centre, and then change sides. So this time trying to bring our left ear up towards the ceiling. And 2 more of those each side. Might feel a bit crunchy in the neck. It always does for me. I try to do these every day, but sometimes I just forget. Okay, and one more. Lifting the ear up and then back. And you'll notice one side will come down maybe a little bit more. Just kind of doing that helps to keep the lubrication in the neck joint. The more we can do that, the better. So again, coming forward, so walking the hands far forward again, and then slowly looking down towards the floor, and let's have 3 more breaths. Walking our hands back up again, back to sitting up tall, and now stretching out both legs. So pushing the heel away, toes towards the face. Just see if we can lift the heels off the floor and then release them back down. So just having a look at your thighs. Notice the legs are soft. Then if we lift the heels off the floor, the thigh muscles become activated, so they're strong. And that's what we're trying to think of, doing that with our muscles, especially in the standing postures. Okay, so slowly release, and then coming onto all fours. First of all, so we're taking my socks off. Okay, so first of all we're going to do the sun salutations, which is vinyasa. So vinyasa, sun salutations, again we're placing with intent. We know what we're going to be doing. Okay, so from, first of all, tabletop, we're going to come in the first downward dog, but we're going to keep our knees bent so we can feel the shoulder blades coming, like separating, so we can open the shoulder blades. So turning the toes under first of all, and feel the stretch in the toes. Try and feel all the toes pressing into the floor, and even reach back and draw the toes forward. And then first of all we're just lifting the knees about 1 inch off the mat and engaging the core. So intention is to have our core engaged, strong. Breathe in, breathe out, and then we're drawing our chest through to our thighs as much as we can, and then slowly lifting the hips up towards the ceiling, but keep the knees bent for now, and try and press into the hands. Feel that opening in the back, and a breath in and a breath out, and then slowly bringing the knees back down for a rest in tabletop. And then just see if you can go into the down dog with straight legs if it feels okay. If you have any back problems, it's probably best to keep a slight bend in the knees. So press into the hands again, make sure your hands are slightly wider than shoulder width. Knees off the mat, breath in, breath out, drawing that tummy in as we draw the chest through to the thighs again. Lift the hips up, but keeping that back as flat as possible. Maybe straighten the legs. But it doesn't matter if the knees stay slightly bent. That's not what's important. The important thing is that we're protecting our back. And we're trying to open our shoulders. So breath in and a breath out. And then slowly walking the feet
towards the hands. And coming into a gentle forward fold again with the knees soft, taking hold of opposite elbow, and now releasing the crown of the head down towards the floor, and see if gravity will allow us to come forward a bit in a forward fold. And 3 breaths. And then bending the knees, just roll up through the spine, keeping the chin on the chest, and bringing the head up last.
Okay, so coming to the front of the mat for our first round of sun salutations. So we have the feet apart, the feet about hip width. Just see first of all you can lift all the toes off the mat and then plant the toes down so you can feel the toes pressing into the mat and the balls of the feet and the heels. So we'll first of all do the flow of just stretching up into extended mountain. So see if we can get used to the synchronization of the breath with the movement. So we're breathing in to lift up and breathing out to bring the hands back down. So 2 more like that. Breathing in to lift up, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. So this time breathing in, stretch up, and breathe out, come forward with the fingertips just in front of the toes. Bend the knees if you need to reach the floor or if you have any back issues, and then into half forward fold. So here we bring the hands onto the shins and the back is flat. So a breath into half forward fold and a breath out to full forward fold. And from here, stepping the right foot back and the right knee down to the mat into the lunge. Breathing in, lift the chest forward and breathing out. Now stepping the left knee back. So from here you can stay in tabletop, but you can lift up into plank. So the body's in a strong straight line. And from here, exhale, knees, chest and forehead down to the floor. Keep your elbows glued in towards the waist. Breathe in, press into the hands, lift up cobra. Breathe out, push into the hands, release back into tabletop. Nice flat back again, so keeping the knees bent as we release back into down dog. Hips coming up and chest towards the thighs, spreading the fingers. Fingers are about, hands are about shoulder width, feet are about hip width. And 3 breaths. And bringing the knees to the floor, breathing in, looking forward, stepping the right foot in between the hands. Lift the chest. Breathe out, turning the left toes under, step the left foot to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Breathe in, half forward fold with a flat back. Breathe out, full forward fold. And breathing in, pressing into the feet, softly bending the knees. Stretch up tall. And breathe out, back to mountain. Okay, so we'll do left side, so palms facing forward, breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, full forward fold. Breathe in, half forward fold, flat back, shoulder blades back. Breathe out, full forward fold. Breathe in, stepping the left foot back and the left knee onto the mat, into the lunge. Lifting the chest, looking forward. And right knee back, so stay in tabletop again or lift up into plank. Breathe in, breathe out, knees, chest, forehead down, elbows stick towards the waist.
Press into the hands, breathe in, cobra. And breathe out, tabletop and down dog. And 3 breaths again in down dog. Breathing in, looking forward and stepping the left foot in between the hands and the right knee down to the mat, lifting the chest, looking forward. Breathe out, step the right foot towards the front of the mat. Breathe in, half forward fold. Breathe out, full forward fold. And softly bend the knees, breathe in, stretch up as tall as you can, gaze at the thumbs. And breathe out, back to mountain. So we'll do another 2, 1 each side. We'll go a little bit faster. If you need to rest, just rest in child pose, or if you want to, you could do some cats and cows. So follow me if you want to. So palms facing forward, pressing into the feet, breathing in, stretching up. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathe in, half forward fold. Breathe out, full forward fold. Breathe in, right foot back and right knee down, lifting the chest. Hold the breath as we step back into tabletop or plank. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down. Breathing in, lift cobra. Breathing out, tabletop and down dog. Breathing in, looking forward, stepping the right foot in between the hands and the left knee on the mat. Breathing out, left foot to join the right foot. Breathing in, half forward fold. Breathing out, full forward fold. Press into the feet, breathe in, lift up, stretch up tall. And breathe out, back to mountain. And opposite side, palms forward, breathe in. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, half forward fold. Hold the breath, step back into the lunge, left knee back. Breathe in. Breathe out. And stepping back into plank or tabletop. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, forehead down. Breathe in, cobra. Breathe out, tabletop and down dog. 3 breaths. And breathing in, stepping the left foot forward in between the hands, right knee on the mat, chest forward. Breathe out, forward fold, both feet to the front of the mat. Breathe in, half forward fold. Breathe out. Breathe in, press into the feet, stretch up tall. Breathe out, back to mountain. And then bring the palms together, close the eyes. Take 3 breaths to scan the body. Open the eye, bring the hands down. So now if you go long ways on your mat, so we're going to do the golden seed sequence now, which is another flow. Okay, so we're taking the feet quite wide apart and starting
with the toes out to the side and palms facing forward. So just feel the feet grounding into the floor and see, can we engage those thighs by drawing our kneecaps up, maybe squeezing our glutes, squeezing our tummy. So palms forward, breathe in, stretch up. And breathe out, we turn the knees out to the side and bend the knees and press the hands out. Breathe in. Breathe out a bit lower. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bring the toes forward.
Straighten the legs and bring the hands down to the floor. So this is called elephant lays its trunk on the earth. So press your left hand just in front of the face. Breathe in and stretch the right fingertips up. Breathe out, right hand down. Breathe in, stretch the left fingertips up. So one more each side. Breathing in to lift the fingertips up. Breathing out to bring the hand down. Breathing in to lift up. And breathing out to bring the hands down. Now bending the knees again, turning the toes out slightly,
Coming up into a squat with the rocking horse. So the rocking horse, we're holding onto the reins, taking the knees back if we can, going a bit lower for 2 breaths. So if we keep the knees back, keep the chest lifted, feel that stretch in the inner thighs. Okay, and then taking the toes forward again, straightening the legs. Breathe out and sweep the hands behind us. So this is called a dipping bird. So the bird is going for the golden seed on the floor. So breathing in, lifting up into rocking horse. Breathing out, straighten the legs, dipping bird. Breathe in, lift up, rocking horse. Breathe out, dipping bird. So this time in dipping bird, interlock the fingers and stretch the arms straight above the head and see if you can come forward to go for that golden seed. And hold here for about 3 breaths. Feel the stretch in the back of the legs. Breathe deeply. And breathe in, bend the knees, press into the feet, lift up slowly, stretch the fingertips above the head, and breathe out, arms to the side. So we'll do one more of the golden seed sequence. Okay, so starting with those straight legs again, palms forward, breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out into horse stance, so bending the knees, turning the toes out and pushing the hands out to the side. So 2 breaths, going lower if you can as you exhale, keeping those knees back. And then straighten the legs, toes slightly forward. Breathe out, bring the hands down to the earth, so elephant lays its trunk on the earth. And then 2 each side, breathing in to stretch the fingertips up one side. Breathing out. Change sides, breathe in to lift, breathe out to lower, breathe in to lift, breathe out to lower, one more, breathing in to lift, and out to lower, and bending the knees again, toes out slightly, coming up back into the rocking horse, breathe in, breathe out, straighten the legs back into dipping bird. So interlocking the fingers again, straight arms. See if you can reach a bit lower for the golden seed for 3 breaths. Bending the knees slightly, releasing the hands, straighten the legs as we breathe in to lift up. Breathe out, hands back down. Okay, so that's the golden seed sequence. So just shaking out our legs. So I'm going to do 3 balance moves now. So balance, great for strengthening mainly. Also helping us to concentrate. So we're going to do, first of all, we're going to do tree. So pressing your left foot into the floor, we'll bring stand up as tall as you can first, really feel the left foot rooting down, feel that awareness of the contact with the left foot into the floor. Then the right ankle comes into the left shin or the left upper thigh. Try to keep your foot away from the knee joint. Try to find something maybe moving on the floor. So you can keep hold of the ankle, or you can bring the palms together at the chest. We can take the arms out like branches of the tree, or stretch the palms together above the head. So let's hold for about 5 breaths. And release the hands first, and release the foot back to the floor. Shake out the legs, and we'll change sides. So now pressing your right foot into the mat. Really feel that contact. That's your stability, your foundation. The left ankle comes into the right heel or the right shin or the right upper thigh. So the knees out to the side. Pressing into the right foot to help us lift up out of the hip. Crown of the head comes up towards the ceiling. Chest forward, shoulders back. When you've found your focus, hold for 5 breaths. Slowly bring the hands down, bring the foot back to the floor, shaking out again. Okay, so the next standing balance is dancer. So I'll show you at the side. So we're going to start by pressing your left foot into the floor, that's your stability, and then lifting up the right ankle, seeing if you can take hold of the right ankle. So we're trying to push the hips forward. So we're trying to get stretching our hip flexors, the psoas muscle that I've been talking about. So push the hips forward, keep the knees together to start. So we can stay here if you want to, find that focus, or we can lift the left fingertips up and we can tilt forward slightly and draw that right knee back. So we're seeing if we can lift that right foot up towards the ceiling for a deeper stretch in the right psoas muscle, the hip flexor. And 5 breaths again. Slowly release the hand and release the foot. And changing sides. So now pressing our right foot into the floor, feeling the foundation, the stability. And then we're lifting up the left ankle, taking hold of the left ankle with the left hand. So again, pushing the hips forward, chest forward, shoulders back. So that might be enough just to draw the left foot towards the bottom, but also trying to keep our knees together to start. Maybe if the knees are together, squeezing the thighs together as well and drawing the kneecaps up. And then if you want to go further, we lift up the right hand and tilt forward slightly, lifting the left foot up towards the ceiling. Hold for 5 breaths. slowly releasing our right hand and left foot. Shaking out again. So next we're going to do eagle. So eagle has our legs crossed and our arms crossed. So first of all I'll show you eagle preparation. So you might need a wall or something to hold on to. So we're going to start with our left foot pressing into the floor, and then bending both knees, just bringing your right ankle over your left thigh, and then see if you can go lower, and then if you can bring the palms together at the chest. So this is eagle preparation, so slightly easier. If you find that easy, you can try full eagle. So full eagle, we wind that right foot behind the left calf, so we're twisting the legs around like twisted roots, and then we bring our left elbow over our right elbow and intertwine the hands, so see if the palms can fix together, and then we're seeing if we can lift the elbows up and let the eagle soar away. So see if you can hold whichever one you've chosen. See if you can hold for 5 breaths. So pressing into your left foot to lift up, stand up, release the arms, shake out the arms, and then release the legs. So quite strong on the legs. So we'll go to the other side. So now pressing our right foot into the floor and bending the knees, left ankle over the right thigh. So if we just bend a little bit more, for me, because I've got tight calves, I can feel a nice stretch in my right calf. So that might be enough for some of you. If you want more, bring the palms together, challenge yourself on the balance. So eagle prep first, and then if you want more, this time taking your left ankle behind the right calf, and then the right elbow comes over the left elbow, palms together. So we need to do the movement slowly. Think about drawing the pelvic floor in, drawing our tummy in, and 5 breaths. Again, the elbows are lifting up, the eagle soaring away. Okay, and releasing the arms, shake out the arms, and release the feet. Shake out. So quite strong with the balances there. So we're going to do one more flow, and then we'll go into our wind down sequence on our mats. Okay, so we're going to stand at the front of the mat, and then we're going to palms forward, breathing in and stretching up tall with intention. So really stretching up and breathing out, bringing the fingertips down to the floor, bend the knees if you need to. So we're going to step back into plank first of all. So right foot back and left foot back, and then from here pressing into the hands, lifting into down dog. So we can keep the knees bent, remember, if you want to, drawing our chest through to our thighs, hips coming up towards the ceiling. And a breath in and a breath out. And then lifting our right leg. So the left leg can be slightly bent. We want to keep the right leg as straight as possible. Breath in, breath out, draw the chest through to the thighs. Feel that stretch in your left calf, left hamstring, and then bending the right leg and taking the right foot over to the left. So we're trying to keep the hips stacked. Feel a stretch in the right side of the body. Breath in, breath out, and then draw the left leg, the right leg up again. Breathe in, back to the centre,
And then breathe out, bring your right knee towards your right elbow. And then stepping the right foot outside the right hand. And bringing the right knee down to the floor. Left knee down to the floor. And lifting the left knee up again. And pressing your left hand into the floor. Stretching the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. And breathe out. Right hand outside the right foot. And breathe in. Stretch the right foot back again. Lifting up. Breathe out back into down dog. Couple more breaths in down dog. And then lifting that left leg to breathe in. So we're in three-legged down dog. Intense stretch for the right calf. And then see if you can bring that left foot now over to the right hand side. Feeling the stretch in the left hand side of the body. And then lifting the left leg up straight again, breathe in. Breathe out, bring the shoulders over the wrists, bring your left knee towards your left elbow. And then stepping the left foot outside the left hand. Bringing the right knee down to the mat, chest forward. And then lifting that right knee off the floor again. Press into the right hand. Stretch the left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring the left hand outside the left foot. And step back into plank. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release back into down dog. Bring the chest through to the thighs. And breathe out. Slowly bringing both knees down towards the floor, back into tabletop. So from tabletop, make sure the knees are in the centre of the mat and take your left knee so it's behind the right knee. So the knees are kind of crossed, and then take your hips back and you'll veer towards your right hand side. So just seeing if you can sit down on that left foot. And just rest here for a couple of breaths. And then lifting up again slowly. So walking hands forward, lifting back up, and then releasing that left knee. So both knees are side by side. Back into the tabletop in the centre of the mat. This time bringing your right knee so it's behind the left knee, and then taking the hips back, so this time you'll be sitting on your right foot but your hips will be over to the left. You'll just veer towards the left. A few breaths again. Press it into the hands to come forward again, and releasing the knees, so knees hip width apart, a couple of cats and cows, breathing in, lifting up into your cow, breathing out, pressing into the hands, drawing the tummy in, arching the spine up towards the ceiling. A few more, working with your own breath. And one more, stepping the right foot in between the hands. So a bit of a flow again, but for the hamstrings and the hips. So breathing in, we're looking forward with the chest forward. Breathing out, we're coming with the hips back, coming onto the right heel into the half splits. So flowing with the breath, breathing in to bring the chest forward. Breathing out to take the hips back. 2 more. Okay, so this time holding in the half splits. Just try to imagine you're pushing your bottom back, but bringing your chest forward, and find the intense hamstring stretch. You can wiggle, just edge your right heel forward a little bit if you want to, and then 3 breaths. Drawing that right foot back in, and then just going a bit forward into the lunge again. So here we're stretching out the calf, so you're drawing your right heel back a bit, with the right heel staying as much as you can on the floor, and kind of draping your chest over the right thigh, and feeling a stretch up the right calf for 3 breaths. Press into the hands as we lift up slowly, back into tabletop, drawing our right knee back, maybe releasing the back with a couple of cats and cows. And then go to the other side, so left foot forward. So each time we're coming forward, feeling the stretch in the back hip flexor, breathing in. Breathing out, taking the hips back, maybe straightening that left leg onto the left heel. So working with your breath now. And then we'll just hold for about 3 breaths. We can edge that left heel a bit more forward. We can keep the left leg slightly bent or straight, bringing our chest forward, pushing our bottom back. Slowly drawing the left foot to the floor and going into that calf stretch. So left heel coming back as much as it can, but we want to keep the left heel down on the floor and kind of pressing into that left thigh for 3 breaths. And lifting up again slowly into tabletop and relaxing for a few breaths. So bringing the feet onto the bottom. You can have the knees slightly wide apart. You can have our backs of our hands resting by our feet, or hands in front and resting our forehead down onto our hands. And taking a few breaths to scan the body. And then we're pressing into our hands to lift back up slowly. Okay, so coming to lie down on our backs. Okay, so first of all, just do the knees into the chest. So wind relieving posture, which is great for our digestion and stimulating our digestive system. Also great for the back. So we can roll side to side, or we can hug the knees into the chest a bit more and maybe take the knees away a little bit. Feel the articulation of the spine. So bringing some movement back into our spine. And extend the left foot away. So the left leg is straight on the floor and then we're hugging the right knee towards the chest. And then slowly changing sides. So left knee into the chest, right leg extends along the floor. So really try to push the right heel away with the right leg activated, drawing our right kneecap up and left knee in towards the chest. And one more each side. So another move that's great for the back. And both knees into the chest. And then crossing your right ankle over your left. First of all, hug the knees into the chest and then bring the feet down to the floor and take the knees out to the side. So here, this is just reclining crossed ankles. So notice where you feel the stretch here. Try to slow your breathing down and focus on your exhale. So try to really draw out your exhale. And slowly lifting the knees up, bring the knees into the chest again, and then cross your left ankle over your right, and breathe in, breathe out, hug the knees in a bit more, and then slowly bring the feet down to the mat again, and take the knees out to the side. If you want to, you can cross at the ankles, or if you want to work on the abductors, the outer hips, you can try and push your feet away so you're crossing more your shins. And then about another 5 breaths, focus on really drawing out your exhale as much as you can. Slowly lifting the knees up again, and then bringing the knees together and taking the feet apart. Just notice, you might feel that sensation in the outer hips. And Holding here in constructive rest for 5 breaths. Slowly walk the feet so they're about hip width apart, knees hip width apart, and here drawing our right ankle over our left knee, easing the right knee away with the right hand, so that might be enough, or we can take the left foot off the floor. We can either hold on top of the left knee with both hands, so we're threading our right hand through the triangle that our legs is making, and the left hand outside the left knee. So either underneath the left knee, interlock the fingers, or on top of the left knee. So a nice stretch for the outer hip of the right side, maybe the piriformis, the glutes. If you have any knee problems, maybe flex the toes to stabilise the muscles around the knee. If it feels good, you can take the knees side to side. Slowly bring the left foot to the floor as we release the hands, and the right foot to the floor. Stretch out both legs. Breathe in, stretch the arms above the head. Breathe out, bring the arms down and bring the knees back into the chest. So hugging the knees in again. Bringing both feet back down to the floor. Feet about hip width, knees hip width. Change sides for figure 4, or thread the needle, or reclining pigeon or swan. Okay, so first of all, just ease that left knee away with the left hand. And then if we want to, we can take the right foot off the floor, threading the hands through behind the right knee or on top of the right knee. So really trying to draw that right knee in towards the chest, but keeping the whole of the back, like the tailbone and the sacrum, still on the floor. We don't want here to round the back, we want the back to be flat. And also the chin needs to be towards the chest, so the chin isn't looking behind, we're not looking behind. Again, flexing our toes if we need to. If you like, you can take the knees side to side. Releasing the hands, bring the right foot down to the floor and the left foot down to the floor. Stretch out both legs, feet together. Take a breath in, stretch our arms above our head. Point the fingers, point the toes. Breathe out, bring the arms down, both knees into the chest again. finally coming into reclining butterfly. So feet down and soles of the feet together and knees apart. So we can take the feet further away for long butterfly or feet closer into the body. And 5 breaths. Slowly bring the knees back together, knees into the chest, and a few dynamic reclining twists. So feet down, knees together, feet together, and arms out to the side, either palms up or palms down, it's up to you. And then we're slowly, as we exhale, bringing the knees down to one side. Maybe feel a stretch in the hips or the back. So the closer your knees are up towards your arms, the more you'll feel it in the back. If the knees are further away, you might feel it in the hip. So, up to you. You can keep the feet on the floor. If you want to work your core to finish, you can take your feet off the floor. But remembering to breathe. Holding the knees to one side for 3 breaths. And breathing in, knees to the centre. Breathing out, knees to the opposite side. 3 breaths. And we'll get ready for a few minutes of final relaxation. So if you pop something warm on, make sure your feet are warm, your hands are warm, body's warm. And making yourself as comfortable as you can. So whichever final relaxation position works for you. We just want to make sure the body's in the centre of the mat and the back's nice and straight and nice and flat as we relax into the mat. So feel as though you can now finally let go. Nothing to do apart from let go of all tension, any cares, any worries. So in final relaxation, you know you're relaxing, you're conscious. So taking awareness into your feet. Soften your ankles. Relax the soles of the feet. And take awareness up the legs into the shins, calves, knees, back of the legs, front of the legs, hips.
Feel the hips relaxing, softening, releasing. You take awareness into the back. Feel the whole back now sinking deeper as you breathe deeply. Feel the space between the vertebrae, the lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulders soften, become heavy, and feel the arms relaxing, fingers, fingertips. Take awareness into the face, softening the jaw, relaxing the facial muscles, relaxing the eyes, the forehead, the scalp. Now bring awareness into your breathing, breathing deeply. Each exhale, feel the whole body relaxing, letting go, letting go, letting go. Notice the rhythm of your breath. The breath happens naturally, and we're just noticing as we relax and breathe. Take awareness back to the body. Bring gentle movement back to the body. Maybe wriggling the fingers, or wiggling the toes, or rotating the ankles. Rotating the wrists. And stretch out both legs. So one final stretch, so breathing in, stretch the arms all the way above the head. Nice deep stretch. Exhale, bring the arms down. Hug the knees into the chest. And then we can either take our knees down to one side and pause, or we can roll up to seated. Thank you for joining, and hope to see you soon for more yoga or more strength. Bye bye for now.